here I think I speak for most of you watching this. We want another green crypto day. This is the third red day in a row, and it's always less frustrating when it's going down, right? Well, unless you're not shorting the market, and I'm not. However, try to think optimistically here. You should always accumulate cryptos in pullbacks like the one we're having right now, if you're in it for the long run, and I hope you are. My long-term view is about 3 to 5 years ahead, and I got into Bitcoin at $240 in 2015, and I am not selling anytime soon. Anyways, in today's video, we'll follow up on Zilliqa and Electroneum, but we'll also have a look at EOS and Monero. So let's get started. Here is Zilliqa. And we're looking at the 8-hour chart. And if you remember, we went up all the way to 620, and that was a lot of resistance in this area. And I mentioned that it could be a good time to take some profits off the table. And then we formed this pretty negative shooting star. And this clearly shows that we were overextended yesterday compared to the Bollinger Band. And that's just what happens sometimes. And that's when you should sell. Now, for a continuation here, we should hope for this optimistic trend line right here, that it will hold. Otherwise, we might head down to this other trend line down here. So we'll see. We'll have to watch this on a daily basis here. But sure, it does look like we got a little peak yesterday. Now let's look at Electroneum. We don't have that much action since yesterday. We're down a little bit today. But we look at the volume here. It's nothing really going on. But I want to show you the last bull flag we had about 10 days ago. Because we had the breakout right here this day. And that's when we got this very nice volume bar. So this is something I'm looking at. Could we get another volume bar like that? Then we could also get a nice move to the upside. But that has not happened yet, and we might move within this trading channel here. We could head down to 280 Satoshi. We'll see what happens, but I'll definitely keep you updated here if we will get some action. Now let's look at EOS. Basically, we are within this Pennant formation since August, and we are moving in a pretty narrow range here. I would say that, well, I looked it up. We've only moved 7% from the low to the high when it comes to closing prices for the last 10 days. So that is a very narrow range for EOS. If you look in the past, moving much more than that. So, but we'll see what happens here. This thing could continue for another week or two, but I'll doubt it. But you never know. And I do have two targets here on the positive side. And the first one, that would be a daily close above the 50-day EMA up here, this blue line. And then the second target, that would clearly be a close outside of this pennant to the upside. So basically above, basically above $6 or so. And when you're trading, you should always look at a negative scenario. And that could be if we get it close below this pennant to the downside. So basically below $5. And we're right now below the 20-day EMA, the green line here, as you can see. Now finally, I want to show you a little bit more optimistic here. This is Monero. And we do have a pennant formation here, Monero. And we're also getting closer here to completion for this pennant. And usually you do get this breakout earlier before you complete. So basically that's what I'm hoping for. But we'll see what happens. We are right now trading around the 20-day EMA. It's inside of here. And what I want to show you here is the range is only 5% during the last 10 days for Monero. So it's moving very tight here, and usually what happens is if you're going really sideways for a long time, you get a massive breakout. So we hopefully will get that to the upside. The volume was fairly good yesterday. You see this bar here, but then today we went back to the lower trend line touch again and then went back, so sort of bouncing up. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll definitely keep you updated here. But it looks like many cryptos are going slightly downwards, slightly to the sideways basically. So it's just the way it works sometimes, and you just have to wait it out. And I'll